Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sin.
And 15 PCA.
And make sure to follow us over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. And everything in Hollywood is just remakes. It was just remakes of everything.
And sequels, that's it.
See, remakes and sequels. But here's the thing though, when they do come up with something new, no one likes it. So, and the one I'm completely against this, they want to do another Willy Wonka movie.
Because the last one remake was so well.
Yeah, the one with Johnny Depp.
Stupid.
It had its moments, but the first film, it's literally, I'm sorry, it's as close to, to me, it's like The Wizard of Oz. It's such a close to a perfect film, you can't do it again. You just can't.
And it's so amazing about the reason why it was made, because to sell that candy.
Yeah.
How many times is selling a candy would make a good movie? And it's a classic.
Because the story's good on its own.
Yeah,
Roald
it's excellent.
Dahl, the original book was a good story.
It was.
And here's the funny thing is, most movies that are old like that, I have shown my nephews ranging from the age 3 up to 15, they have all watched this movie growing up and they love it.
It's a magical thing about a candy factory.
The idea of a kid, go to a place where they make chocolate and gummy bears and it's just magical.
And it's the way they think it would be, not what an adult would it really looks like. It's not an assembly line, it's actually this mystical thing with like growing chocolate and
some of the best music in movie history.
Gosh, excellent.
Gene Wilder just knocked it out of the park.
I mean, they made it so iconic. It's like, we're not going to have, besides a couple scenes here and there, we're not going to have them sing. We're going to have the Oompa Loompas do the song. And it's a lesson to show, don't be this way in this situation. Don't be greedy. Don't be, prideful. Don't be,
Yeah, don't watch too much television. Get up and move around. Don't, you don't deserve, the Veruca, I Want It Now song. All this music is timeless and classic. They try to remake it with Johnny Depp. It was just mediocre.
We only did this podcast for over almost a year now. If I would have did a podcast back then, I would have said this: why couldn't Johnny Depp be Charlie Buck and he wants to pretend that he's Willy Wonka? Like, he's a weird, eccentric guy. Like,
why not make a sequel?
Yeah,
just make a sequel.
Make the sequel that's in the book.
Yeah, the glass elevator. But they keep trying to redo this, and they attached the director of the Paddington movies, which are good family films. But it's like,
that's blowing up in England, the Paddington Bear. Oh,
yeah, it's a good film. I've seen the first one, but I haven't seen the new one that just came out in theaters. But they're fun family films. They're clean. It kind of reminds me of the Stuart Little movies,
which is fine.
Just a fun family film.
Yeah.
So he's a good director for if there never was a Willy Wonka. I could see him doing this. But the first film is, I don't want to say it's like movie perfection. It's sacred ground. Guys, don't try to tear it down and build it again. Just leave it as is. It doesn't need to be remade.
And it's so funny. And I like how Gene Wilder, even though when he's talking crap with the kids and they're getting hurt and all that, and he doesn't seem to care, but he does it in such a charming way, he gets away with it.
But he knew they'd be safe.
Yeah.
They weren't like when he's stuck in the pipe and he just doesn't care.
Well, what are you going to do? He just says that.
The suspense is killing me. I hope it lasts. I want this to last as long as possible.
That's so funny.
But I don't know.
And then not only that, it's such a great film, they throw a scary part. That's actually really is scary. In the middle of a kid's movie, like, oh, wow, what's this?
the boat ride.
Boat ride. Oh, yeah.
That's the Wonkatania.
That's so funny.
The thing is, just everything came together in that first film.
Oh, yeah.
And the remake was just kind of silly and made Wonka into kind of a weirdo, and they tried to give him a backstory. Yeah. We don't need to know Willy Wonka's backstory.
Doesn't matter.
He's just a strange man who found these strange people he saved in the
an island, right? Somewhere.
Yeah, Oompa Loompa Land or whatever it's called. It's just, I don't know. And they're going to try to remake it. And do you make it a musical? Do you have all the songs? Or do you just
that's what they did with the new one. They made all these songs where we didn't have songs. You didn't need them. It's so stupid.
It's almost like, I feel like if they do it, they need to distance themselves from the original film as much as possible. As when they did it with the first remake, it was like, we'll take bits and pieces and try to put together in a different spin and CGI for everything.
And then there's a little part that just annoyed me about that movie too. Is the fact that I know the grandpa always would say yippee, but they took it out for a reason in the original because it's stupid.
That's the last line in the original book.
Yeah, I know, and that's what they say.
I mean, can there be anything more iconic than Willy Wonka's talking to Charlie? He's like, Charlie, don't forget what happened to the man who suddenly got everything he ever wanted. He's like, what? He lived happily ever after.
Oh,
beautiful.
So
that's such a beautiful thing. I want on my tombstone.
And it's so iconic and it's so endearing, and nothing was that in the new movie.
And in the original film, he's like, and then Charlie, what's his first response? What about my family? And then Willy Wonka's like, yeah, bring your family. They can come live with you here. Yeah. In the remake, he's like, no, Charlie, only you, not your family.
Well, that was so weird.
What a weird, perverty kind of thing.
Yeah, it made it, because he's already a weirdo anyways. It almost went into creepy, I'm not going to say
Michael Jackson
way, but it kind of was.
Yeah, I just want you, Charlie, no one else.
Right.
It's just ridiculous. I think it's sacred ground. Don't do it. You
can't do better than. There's no way you can do better than the original. You just can't.
For it to be better than the original, I don't know how it's even possible. Because to this day, you can still show kids that movie and they're entertained. How many movies like that can you really sit down and keep kids and they can watch it and still enjoy
we're talking about kids that have iPads now and all these other internet sources they can watch and play their video games on there and their cell phone games. It's incredible.
I'm looking on this Gizmondo. I never come here, but it's one of the first things that popped up. Saying it might be a prequel, following Wonka in another adventure. But we don't need Wonka pre-story.
Yeah, I don't care about that. That even sounds worse.
I don't want.
That's about Charlie and Willy Wonka, not about.
As this goes on, we'll definitely cover it more because it's literally a piece of. If you had a house that built your childhood, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is a part of that house.
Oh yeah,
it's a big part of it. It's it's wonderment, it's fantasy, it's funny, it's scary, it has everything.
It's required that every kid should watch this movie. It just sort of should be. It's incredible. It is. I remember when I was even a little kid, even though it was still before my time as a little kid, we would watch it in elementary school because it's just one of those
movies. It's a good, fun story.
Yeah.
And Wonka's crazy enough to be not scary, but a little like, what's this guy's itch? Like, nothing affects him.
Yeah, I know. That's the whole thing. Like, and he plays it off so well. It's so hilarious. His deadpan responses about
And at the very end, when Charlie gives him back the everlasting gobstopper, and he's like, okay, Charlie's a good boy. Even though he messed up with the fizzy lifting drink, he has a good heart.
Exactly.
Unlike those other kids that were just rotten to the core, he still said, you know what, I'm not going to give this to Slugworth. It belongs with Willy Wonka.
And like even when he's being serious, when he gets mad at his contract, he has that matter of fact, that's only half of it. Like it's just stupid.
His whole office is half of everything.
He's all looking. Why is it all that?
He has the paperwork in a safe, but it's like open on the side. Just we don't have to open
look at the fine print. It's way above. You can't even read that. What the heck?
That's another gag. That's just funny.
Yeah, it is.
So don't try to. That's lightning in a bottle. You're never going to do it again.
No. And what other movie can come up with a fake word that's hilarious? Snosberries. I just love that. That's so stupid.
All this ridiculousness and things you wish were real, like a chocolate river and a candy room that was like a fantasy world.
How much we're talking about the original compared to this? I don't have no reason. And it's not even that fact we don't have a lot of information. We have all the information and we'd still talk about the original more. Yeah. It's just you can't duplicate greatness. It's like trying to remake. It's like trying to make Wizard of Oz, to me, Christmas Story. You just can't remake those.
Yeah, they're a snapshot in time, and they're there and they're for all time.
Yeah. We're long gone. Hopefully these movies are still being watched. And I think they will be.
Yeah, I still think for generations, the original Willy Wonka will still be watched. Because at least in our family, in our household, we have shown, 3 generations this film.
I can tell exactly what he could do with them. Wonka bars.
I can tell exactly what this director should do with this movie.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, that scene's so hilarious.
It is. It's great.
Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching and be sure to like, sub, and share. Also, for the most up-to-date information about the podcast, follow us on Twitter at C15 Podcast.